What is up, everybody? It's your boy Duty, and back again with another video. And that's right, folks, another hit from your boy Duty with some commentary style content. That's right, and of course, it's your favorite segment, my favorite segment, everyone's favorite segment, DSP's financial data analysis. That's right, and this is the segment each week where we take a look at the finances of the business for DSP Gaming, DSP Reacts, and DSP Throwback. And we do a couple things. We make sure, one, that the business is in the black. Two, we make sure that we hold Pig Roach accountable. And of course, more importantly, we make sure that Phil has enough money for the day off. That's right. And spoiler alert, folks, support's been abysmal for the last 2 weeks. And that's due in part because, of course, Phil lost a couple pay pigs, mainly Jordan. If you didn't watch my video that I posted before this one, give it a look. It's a good video. I had a good conversation with Jordan and how I was able to talk to him and provide him some information and proof about Phil's WWE Champions addiction. And big ups to Secret Limited for putting that huge documentary together about Phil, highlighting all of the points that, detractors have been talking about for years. And that, folks, was enough to convince Jordan that Phil is a scumbag, something that we already know. So Phil's pockets have been hurting. So anyway, let's look at the numbers for the work week. We'll do a comparison, and then we'll look year over year for our boy Phil. So far, for the work week that actually was 6 days this week, our boy Phil managed to pull in $785 compared to $972 from the previous week, for a net decrease there of almost $200. Phil didn't really have anything going for him this work week at all. I mean, he had one day where he managed to make $200, but other than that, it's kind of been slow support. I mean, he rarely hits a tier 2 TIPCO anymore, and he scrapes by usually to get that $50 TIPCO. It's always one anonymous dent that comes in and drops like a $30 or $40 tip, or a $28 tip when Phil has $12 in tips. It's one of those deals. So of course most of us believe that that's OIC in the background lurking and making sure that Phil doesn't look regarded and dumb. So he goes in and ensures that Phil fulfills his daily TIPCO. Now, it's interesting about the daily TIPCO because we hear Phil continuously talk about how he simply just wants $50. If he gets $50 in tips every day, he considers it a successful stream. That's what Phil's been saying. And the reason why he's doing that is he's trying to condition the dents. He's trying to condition the cult to make it a tangible goal every day. Hey, it's just $50. Come on, guys. You guys can dig in and give me $50. I have 200, 300 people watching my content. Come on. If a quarter of you guys gave me $1, that would be $50. That's what Phil's doing. And of course, he's trying to couch it with, I'll be satisfied that that'll be a success for me. But the problem is, of course, when we're going to look here is Super Chats. Super Chats have been fucking abysmal all year long for our boy Phil. He managed to pull in $243 this work week in Super Chat. And the previous week, he made $201. So he made an increase of about $32 this week. But of course, these numbers are just bad. And Phil doesn't focus on Super Chats. He doesn't. He only focuses on it when the paycheck is close, or the end of the month, and he knows that he has to build up that YouTube check so that Cat doesn't get suspicious. Because we all know Phil's still spending his tip money on WWE Champions and fight sticks. That's right. So so it's looking pretty bad. So going back to the whole TIPCO and the whole $50 a stream, that's Phil simply conditioning the dents. What he's hoping for is that when it gets to a certain point and the dents get conditioned with giving $50 every stream or more, of course, more is always great. He's going to bump that up. Then he's going to bump it up to, well, if I can get $100 on one stream, the main stream, and then $50 on the second stream, that would be great. I would see that as a success. And of course, it's conditioning. It's very similar to a dog. When you have a pet dog, what you do is you use certain tactics to condition them to perform a behavior you want, a positive behavior. And of course, you give them reinforcement when they do good, and then you chastise them when they don't do good. Case in point, when Phil didn't hit the $50 tip goal on Street Fighter, he actually went in and actually said, these words came out of his mouth. You know, when he said he didn't hit the tip goal, he said that was, I think he said it was outrageous, or, oh, it was ridiculous. It was ridiculous that his dents couldn't cough up $50 in tips. And again, this is negative. He's providing negative reinforcement when they don't do what he wants. So eventually, once he conditioned the dents to get to $50 consecutively every stream, he's going to bump that up to $100 every stream. And then if everything goes well with that, he'll then bump it up to $100 per stream. Don't let Phil fool you. He's very easy to yeah, he's not a smart man. Okay, he thinks he's a smart man, and he thinks he's typically the smartest person in the room, and he can manipulate people. But sadly, you have thousands and thousands of detractors who can see through the lies. Okay, I'll just put it that way, putting it nicely. So we're gonna call him on that. Give it time. I don't think he's ever gonna get to the point where $50 is per stream is going to be the condition, because he just doesn't have enough viewers to provide that kind of money. He doesn't. He has about 3 or 4 people that support, and they tip the usual amount, and they tip in spurts. For example, Jack Raxer, $25 on Friday's fight stream. That's it. You never hear from Jack Raxer ever again. And then you have Derek. I think someone named Derek that comes in that's been dropping some money. And that's usually once in a while whenever Phil is struggling to hit a tip goal. And then you have all of these anonymous tips, they're probably from the same person, dropping, enough money to get Phil to the $50 goal. And that's it. He's struggling to hit $50 every day on stream. He just is. So I don't think he's ever going to get I don't think he's ever going to get to the point of conditioning the dents to give him more than $50 consecutive. So it'll just be the 50 goal. And of course, if he gets tired of that, he may bump in a super chat goal. He may say, look, $50, I need $50 in tips every day, and then I need at least $25 in super chats every day. That's what he's going to do. He's just going to casually increase the amounts until he gets the money that he needs. And I'm sorry, Phil, those days are long gone. You don't have that clout. You don't have that support anymore. This isn't Twitch, and of course you have thousands of more detractors out there. Every single day. You build more detractors every single day, Phil. So it's just not going to work. Okay. So for the grand total, he made $1,028. And then last week, he made $1,173 for a net decrease of roughly $45. Dude, those ham sandwiches better taste good, man. Hopefully Kat got some skills with the seasonings to make those ham sandwiches taste good, because Phil, that's what you're going to be eating for a while. And I don't see any change. You lost Jordan, who was dropping $50 on streams a couple times a week. You lost that. 1 Minute Man hasn't come back. And OIC's kind of been MIA, but of course I think he's dropping those anonymous tips under various, either anonymous or various sock accounts. But even 1 Minute Man support has kind of dwindled off. It just has. The other interesting thing is I watch his content every day, and usually 1 Minute Man will come in at least once a month to renew his membership or to pop his membership, chat or whatever. And he hasn't done that for quite a while. So maybe the whole hormone replacement or gender reassignment thing he's going through, maybe that's taking up way too much of his time, but who knows. Anyway, so far for this month, Phil's managed to make $2,459 compared to $5,626 last month. So he's nowhere near hitting what he did in June, which was actually a huge dip in support. If this continues, he's going to make less than $5,000 in total support this month. He's going to be roughly at about $4,800. And yes, it's the summer, and ad revenue and everything else is much slower. So expect more begging coming in the next few weeks, folks, especially with nothing on the horizon coming. There's nothing until August, late August. All right, so let's look at the grand totals for the year so far. For 2024 so far this year, our boy Phil managed to make $29,284 compared to $35,165 last year. And then for super chats, $10,162 for 2023 And then last year it was $13,596. He's down $3,500 in super chats this year. That's where he's being killed. Super chats. It is. And he's so bent on harping about tips that he constantly forgets or doesn't care about super chats. Again, he only harps on super chats when the YouTube check is coming. That's the only time he talks about it. So far, the grand totals for 2024 has been $39,446, and that's more than half a year. That's pretty low. Phil's looking at making about $65,000 in tips and super chats this year, which is low. Because ad revenue, ad revenue and memberships is just tanked. Phil might be on point. I'm gonna have to do an analysis on estimated money Phil might make this year, and it's gonna be way under $100,000. It's gonna be way under 100. When you consider memberships, everything, it's gonna fall way short. We're talking about maybe about 80,000 this year, but we'll see. I'll do that video and we'll dig into that a little bit more. So far, the net decrease for 2024 to 2023 is negative 19%. Oh my lord! And again, there's nothing new on the horizon to save Phil. I mean, he better start those marathons, those weekly marathon streams to get some money in, because the Fat Cat co-op is dead. Co-op with Brian is dead. Nobody wants to interview with him on his React channel. Throwback is dead. No one cares. And he has no new other options. And you know DSP politics is never going to happen. That's never going to happen, folks. I'm sorry. I don't care how... let me say never, but I highly doubt it is. He's already lost a couple people to his political views, especially his biggest dent, 1 Minute Man. I doubt he ever wants to dabble in that, honestly. So this year he's made $39,446 compared to 2022, where he made $50,932 for a net decrease of 23%. Right there, look at that. Almost, I mean, he's lost a quarter of his support. A quarter of his support over a 2-year span. That's rough. That's rough, especially when you don't diversify your income. Phil doesn't diversify his income. He doesn't have a Twitch stream. He doesn't stream on other platforms. He doesn't sell merch. He doesn't do anything. He doesn't do anything, and that's what's hurting him in his pocket. At this point, though, he has enough money to still pay his bills for WWE Champions and the other shit that he likes to do. But pretty soon that's going to dry up, because this support every single year keeps dwindling. And I don't see any change in the horizon, folks. I just don't. Anyway, that's it, folks. Hope you guys enjoyed the content. Definitely check out that video I posted earlier about Jordan. And by the way, I chatted with him today. He did enjoy the video. He thought I was very fair. And he thanked me. He said thank you. And he actually was very positive. He said, oh, I was very happy that most of the people in your comment section posted nice things. They were very nice to me and no one gave me any flack. And I told him, I said, yeah, man, the DSP Detractor universe is filled with great people. And I know that Duty's army, the mod squad, are all great people. So I told him not to worry about it. So give him some love if you do see him. It looks like he's genuinely made a mistake and is trying to rectify it. So that's it, folks. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Peace out.